You are now watching FC Barcelona Central, a channel where we bring you daily Barca episodes. But today, I am talking about everything UEFA Champions League. Barcelona's UEFA Champions League campaign starts today against Newcastle, and there are some significant developments to cover before we go onto the field. I want to start with the big news impacting the squad, and is that the team is heading to England without one of the most dynamic young stars, Lamine Yamal. He will miss the first UEFA Champions League opener game against Newcastle due to an injury. His absence is a major blow, and his return date is uncertain. Is in serious doubt for the upcoming La Liga match against Getafe and against Oviedo. The club is taking precautions with this because Lamine Yamal's recovery, it has to be a wise decision given the tricky nature of this type of groin injuries. The plan is for him to possibly return for some minutes in La Liga match against Real Sociedad on September 28th. However, the main goal is to have him 100% for the highly anticipated clash against Paris Saint-Germain on October 1st. This injury traces back to the preseason, according to reports. The young attacker first felt some discomfort in the match against Levante on August 23rd, which intensified later on a game against Rayo Vallecano. The issue worsened after he played more than 70 minutes with the Spanish national team, and he been undergoing some daily physical therapy in Barcelona and a specific treatment at Ciudad Esportiva Joe Gamper, but he's definitely not training with the team. The club knows that this is a tricky injury and they do not want to rush him because we are prioritizing the long term of his health. We know that Mar Stegen is out, so the spotlight falls directly into the new men under the post. Joan Garcia, the 24-year-old goalkeeper, is set to make his Champions League debut against Newcastle. This is a fascinating turn of events because Newcastle was one of the clubs heavily linked to him for a move this summer. However, Barcelona sporting director Deco and his staff made a determined push to get the young goalkeeper. They saw him as a future of the club in the goalkeeping position, and despite a more financially lucrative offers from other clubs like Newcastle, Manchester City, and Arsenal, Garcia chose to stay with Barcelona. He officially signed on June 18th for 25 million. Signing off his 25 million release clause is a clear statement of the club believes on his talent. But in a twist of fate, the same stadium where he could have played for will now be the site of his Champions League baptism, St. James Park. That will be a tough place to start because Newcastle is a very good team at home. Their goalkeeper, Nick Pope, has only conceded 3 goals at home this season. But Garcia has shown that he's ready for the pressure, having played a key role in helping Españols avoid relegation last season. He's definitely a proven winner, having secured the Olympic gold medal with the Spanish national team in Paris 2024. He believes he's ready to assume the pressure and is determined to win many titles with the club. I also have 2 updates here. One update, it comes from the Barca Athletic. The injuries are not limited to the first team. Barcelona's reserve team, Barca Athletic, suffered the first defeat of the season against Anderlecht, but the loss came with some bad news. And it is a player that usually trains with the first team. Guille Fernandez, the promising midfielder who trained with the first team, has had to be substituted in halftime with an ankle injury. It was initially thought to be a minor issue, but reports now suggest that he will be out for at least 4 weeks. This is a tough blow for both the player and the reserve team, as he is considered a crucial piece of the Barca Athletic squad. Finally, let's get into the game. Let's get into the game against Newcastle, because the man on the middle, the man who's going to be in charge of the pitch, the UEFA Champions League opener will be officiated by Swedish referee Glenn Nyberg. This will be the 36-year-old first time officiating a Barca match, though he has previously handled games for other Spanish clubs like Real Madrid, Sevilla, and Real Betis. He has also a lot of experience with several of the top Premier League clubs. And in the VAR will be managed by a French official, Jérôme Bizard. This is the first time that the two clubs has faced each other since March of 2003, when Barcelona, with Patrick Kluber as a coach, secured a 2-away victory. But a lot has changed since then, with both teams now sporting a new look in their squad and a fresh sense of ambition. Newcastle is coming into this match with a confident boost, 1-0 win over Wolverhampton. All eyes were on the new signing, the German striker Nick Woltenmade, who is standing at 6'6" and is an incredible header. The victory ended a 3-game winless streak and provided a much-needed lift as they start their 4th ever Champions League campaign. Despite a tough out last season because they were in the group of death, Newcastle remains a formidable opponent, especially at home. They had only lost 3 of the last 31 European home fixtures and have a strong record against Spanish teams. On the other side, Barcelona is in excellent form. We come for beating Valencia 6-0, and this team has started its La Liga title defense with 10 points from 4 matches. Barcelona is eager to end the 11-year wait for the Champions League title, and this season marks the 30th campaign in the competition, a record we share with Real Madrid. Both teams have some key players out due to injuries. Newcastle on their side will be with other summer signings, Joan Wissa and Jacob Ramsey. For Barcelona, the injury list is a little bit more extensive. With, like I mentioned, Lamine Yamal, Frankie de Jong may or may not play. He will be game time decision. And we know that Gavi is going to be out. Also, Alejandro Balde will be out. Despite of these absences, Barcelona's attack is set to be a fearsome. Both Lewandowski and Rafinha are expected to return to the starting lineup. Lewandowski has an impressive 9 goals in the last 7 Championship League appearances, while Rafinha was last season joint top scorer in the competition with 13 goals and 9 assists. Additionally, Manchester United loanee Marcus Rashford is in contention to start, adding more firepower to an already dangerous front line. In the midfield, most likely will be Marc Casador, Fermin Lopez, and Pedri if De Jong is not fit. Newcastle will likely rely on their solid defense, which has registered 3 clean sheets in their opening 4 Premier League matches. However, keeping Barcelona quiet will be a massive challenge. With Barcelona's high pressing style and sharp attackers, the hosts will need to be at the absolute best. I will give you a prediction in 1 second, but this match has all the makings of being an entertaining, high-scoring affair. Newcastle's home advantage and strong defensive record will be a tough test for Barcelona, but given Barcelona's current record and form will be a tough test for Newcastle. This, with all happening, this attack firepowers, I think Barcelona has an edge here. I predict an exciting game. Barcelona beating Newcastle 3-1, 3-2 if Newcastle gets lucky. Yeah, that's all I have. Guys, that's all I have for today. The stage is set for a massive European night. We have some games this past few days for the UEFA Champions League. We saw that Real Madrid beat Marseille, so they are already ahead on their UEFA Champions League quest, and we will try to do the same. I will be watching this game closely, so let me know everything you think, anything in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll continue to bring you daily Barca episodes. Until next time, Peace, Barca.